So, here we are again, back in Bangkok, Thailand. And today, I'm going to take you through a little journey into the ancient city. Now, this is no ordinary place. This place is magical, it's phenomenal, it's absolutely sensational. It plays on your emotions and your thoughts and your ideas. Your eyelids begin to flicker at the sheer beauty of. All right. Sorry, I got carried away. What I really meant to say was this place is beautiful, and I can't recall any other place that I have visited in Thailand or anywhere else for that matter that had this volume, this amount of beauty and awe in one compound. Now, the ancient city, I'm told, is perhaps the largest outdoor museum in the world. It sits on about 200 acres just south of Bangkok. Now, we got on the Bangkok BTS system and rode it all the way to the end, and I believe it was the Bang Hwa BTS station. From there, you're going to need to either grab a taxi or the bot bus or grab to go about another 2.5–3 miles down the street to get to the ancient city. I would strongly advise you to download the app called Klook, Klook. That's Klook. And buy your tickets there because you'll save about 50% on the admittance fee. I can't speak for some reason. It must be all this beauty in front of me on the camera. Anyway, I would also strongly, listen to me now, strongly advise you to get a golf cart to visit this place. The golf cart will take you all around the campus. You can drive it yourself and take your time at each site without feeling rushed. And you have the overhead of the golf cart to protect you from the rays of the sun. It gets hot. Now, I know you think you know what hot is, but unless you've been to Bangkok, Thailand, you have no idea how hot is. Okay, so we're taking care of transportation. I told you how to get the tickets. I told you about the golf cart. There are other options other than the golf cart. You can get a scooter to ride around on. You can rent a bicycle to ride on. But under no circumstances, and I do mean no circumstances, are you to try and attempt to walk this 200-acre facility on foot. It's simply too hot. And trust me, you're not built for that. So we just went to a checkpoint. Apparently what we just saw, the place hasn't even started yet. He just checked our ticket and tore our ticket to admit us into the park.
Wow.
If that was the intro, oh, this is going to be a good book.
It's going to be a good book.
Now, when you enter into the compound, your eyes are going to start to spaz out. You don't know which way to look because everywhere you look, everywhere you turn, there is a sight to be held. Gold, silver, green, blue, purple, yellow, everything that would get your attention in terms of color is represented here. Now, I'm told there's over 100 replicas of different statues and places and exhibits throughout the entirety of Thailand, not just Bangkok. So if you don't see yourself in the foreseeable future visiting the entire country, well, this might be a good place to start. However, there is one small caveat. If you plan on seeing something else in the Bangkok area, I would strongly advise you to go visit that place first. I repeat, if you want to see other sites in Bangkok, go there first. Because after you visit the ancient city, everything else will dim in comparison, and I mean really, really, really dim. Now, I'm not one for exaggerations or hyperbole to lead or suggest that you would do something just for the sake of doing it. I really mean this place is spectacular. Now, if you don't want to be wowed, well, don't go. I'm not twisting your finger. But if you want a good place to take some photographs, to just take the sights in, it's peaceful, it's not crowded, there's plenty of shady areas, there's so much to do. There are souvenirs, the people that you see cleaning the temples and sweeping the sidewalks and so forth, they look at you as if to say, yeah, it's pretty spectacular, isn't it? And they are correct. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the park. Yes, this is still the entrance. So we're inside now, and the beauty just slaps you in the face. It just pounds you right in your face like Frazier and Ali going at it in a rematch. Now, yeah, that's a little bit of an exaggeration. However, you see what's on the screen and you see the beauty that now lay before your very eyes. There's no hidden tricks. There is no special effects. There's been no editing to any of these videos to make it appear any different than what it is in real life. This place really exists. Now, I would strongly advise you not to make any other plans on the day that you plan on visiting this facility. Don't do it. Hey, don't do it. When you leave this place, you are going to leave here, number one, feeling like you did not have enough time to visit it all. And by the time you check out and head back to wherever it is you're from, you are going to be exhausted. Your brain is not set up to take in all of the artifacts and exhibits that lays in wait for your arrival. Absolutely splendid. Now, one day, I'm going to make a detour, but there's something called the Ghost Museum here. Now, why they have a ghost museum here, I don't know. I mean, I know that the Buddhists and the Hindus are big on spirituality and ghosts and demons and angels and all of that stuff, but this particular exhibit just seemed to stand out for no reason. I mean, it was done quite nicely. I mean, I felt like I was Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom. But I just didn't understand how it fit into the play of this site. So if any of you listening to this, under the sound of my voice, please feel free to give me some insight into the Ghost Museum at the ancient city in, Utabaga, 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 Utabaga. That's for those of you who remember Crash Bandicoot. Anyway, for those of you listening, feel free to drop a comment below and let me know why this place is here. Is it just an ode to making it to what they call nirvana instead of going down below. I mean, these figurines and statues and sculptures were just, well, for lack of a better word, just quite interesting. Absolutely interesting. Look at this. Look at, oh, one little small detail. I did walk upon an area, and in all of my goodness, I seem to have shorted out the electrical system. You'll see it here in just a second, where the lights just plumb go out. And then I take a few steps, and then they come back on. So I'd like to think it was a war between good and evil, and I won. Anyway, back to these weird sculptures. And yes, they are quite weird and cultural and kind of gothic and morbid and so forth. Up, here comes my favorite part. Watch this. Yeah, lights out, player. Lights out. Anyway, so this exhibit, the Ghost Museum, it was interesting just to see someone's take on what they feel hell would look like, and goblins and goons, and I don't know even what you call these people, the afterlife, the walking dead, zombies, I don't know. But it was, well, it's an exhibit. We didn't even waste time going up to the top floor. We turned around and just simply walked out. Now, we're back outside, and things seem to be a little more normal. I mean, I don't know much about the Buddhists or the Hindus and the multi-headed sculptures and statues and so forth, but I do find them quite interesting, to say the least. You see, being a man of the Christian faith, I find learning about their culture and their beliefs and ideologies allows me to further explore my opportunities to share what I believe with them. And that's what I'm about. Do yourself a favor and just come to this place. There are waterfalls and there are forts that seem to be built underground. Now, whether or not, she is quite stunning. But I digress. Okay, back to the show. I was distracted by the beauty that was on the screen. Anyway, I do love a good brick building. I like when it's dark and weathered and torn and looks like it had been through a fire or some type of battle, or covered in soot from smoke of a fire nearby. Will you take a moment just to look at the skill and the expertise of the sculptures? I mean, look, the intricate details that are on every single inch of this property is nothing short of mind-blowing. My mind is blown. Little added special effects for your liking, for your pleasure, as to you not getting bored during this presentation. Ooh, let's go inside. Nobody's looking. What will we find? Cans of paint? Rust-Oleum? I was a little disappointed, but this was, however, an art exhibit, so I enjoyed it just as much. Nevertheless, off we go. Go down the other side, and we see more expertise in the sculptures and the spires and there was a word that they used. The stupa. And some of those things that are standing with the points on top of them are called stupas, and they bury the ashes of the dead in there. Now, this may or may not have been a stupa, but that's what came into my head, so I said it. Speaking of head, look at this guy. Well, he's seen better days. He sits there, propped up. Obviously, he rolled down from somewhere. I wonder where. What is this little white house over here? Of course, we have to check it out. We get closer and closer. Closer, closer. Look inside. Oh, what have we here? All right, that's enough. So, I did mention earlier that there were places to get souvenirs and food and drinks and so forth, and we stumbled upon this northern Thai village. And right next to this home that you're looking at here, looks like a great place to hang out, by the way. Right next to this home is actually a kitchen restaurant area. Looks like it is inhabited by a family who not only works there but appears to live there as well. I could be wrong, but that's just the way that it looked. So we stopped and we got our fill of something to drink. I had cashew chicken, I believe, and Judy had the chicken pad krapao. This area was probably one of my favorites. As I'm walking through and I see everyone looking at me as if I'm the stranger. And I look around and I marvel at the beauty and the ambiance of all that was before me. Now, what I could not understand, and I will have to do some research, is while I'm looking up at the altar and I turn around to go back out, I realize that all of the, shall we say, parishioners, worshippers, maybe these are monks, but they're all facing away from the altar, which I'm sure has some type of significance. Maybe they are viewing what's going on outside in the ceremony hall, or I think that's what they called it, the ceremony hall. So maybe they are spectators under the cover of shade from the brutal heat. I don't know, but I just found it interesting that they were facing with their backs to the altar. And those of you who know biblical scripture, I believe it is in Ezekiel when it talks about they were facing with their backs to the altar, looking towards the sun. So I'm wondering if there's any correlation there. Anyway, we're off to Grandma's house, over the river and through the... Well, this I guess it's not really Grandma's house, but it does look like a cottage of some sort, but I believe it is a temple, and we are met with the dragons or snakes or some type of serpents as you walk up and you enter the doorway. And there, as you peek inside, there is yet another statue, sculpture, figurines, because there's more than one. I didn't stay there long because I didn't feel like taking off my shoes and I didn't want to be disrespectful, so I turned around and walked back to see what else I could find. Hello, sir. Good day. So as I go around, I'm noticing that it is very homey looking. It looks very... it doesn't look like a temple, but it just looks like someone used to live there and it had this ornate display of stuff. The grounds were nicely kept. It was clean. It was quiet. And out of nowhere, there's a cleaning person taking off their shoes, going up the steps to no doubt mop the floors. Gotta keep it tidy. And as you turn your head and you look away from the building, you see what looks like a fleet of horses just raging towards a battle with warriors ready to duke it out like Fraser and Ali and... Sorry, every time I think about fighting, I think about Ali, Cassius Clay. Anyway, look at the beauty of this place. The sounds. Listen to the sounds. The wind is blowing. The trees wisping through the air to invite you into its presence. We have more figurines or statues. They're in a circle, and again, they are all facing the same direction, only in a circular pattern. Same hands, same glare, same uniform, same stance, same color, same beauty. Absolutely beautiful. I wonder if there's anywhere in the United States that resembles this place. Now, I do know my hometown back in New Jersey has this enormous, I believe it's a Hindu temple, not a Buddhist temple. I could be wrong, but I believe it's a Hindu temple in Washington Township, New Jersey. And it is quite remarkable to see. But to those of you back home listening or watching this documentary, that temple has nothing on this place. You got to get here. You just got to get here. You just have to. I beg of you. I plead. I'm asking you to come here and see this remarkable work of art, the structures of beauty and random snakes and or dragons in random places. It's just something to behold. I like it here. Not on a spiritual level, just as somewhat of an artist myself. Now, not a sculptor, not an artist of painting or drawing or even scribbling something to doodle on a napkin. No. I'm not that type of artist. What I like to do is, I like to pretend like I speak a certain way when I make my documentaries and my films, and I like to add certain inflections in my voice to see if the viewer pays attention. I just noticed my wife is standing directly behind me, and she must think I'm some type of fool, some lunatic, someone who has lost their mind as he narrates this storyline for you. But count yourself privileged. You have a front row seat. My dear, would you like to say anything to the people?
Hello. Welcome to our channel.
Okay, would you like to say anything about the ancient city here in Bangkok?
The ancient
The
city.
dancing?
I couldn't get the words out.
The
The ancient city did not disappoint. Definitely go there first thing in the morning as soon as they open. Get yourself a golf cart, and I'm sure he already said that. and plan to spend the day out there and enjoy all that they have. It was quite.
Riveting.
I agree.
You
Yes,
agree.
it was.
You
And
agree. Yeah.
beautiful spots for pictures
Yes.
as well. So if you're a photographer or if you want to wear the traditional Thai costume, I hate
Or
to call it costume.
attire.
Yeah, attire to take pictures. I feel like this place would be better just because there's so many different spots for pictures.
So many?
Um, various.
Various.
There's just too many.
A plethora.
A plethora, if you will. But yes, definitely a day trip and enjoy. Wear a hat, wear your sunscreen, get a golf cart, and just spend a day there.
Thank you for your input, Queenfish. You were quite informative. And yes, we spoke about the golf cart, but I will mention one other thing. Those of you who do want to enter the temples, remember to remove your shoes, and ladies, be covered up, dress modestly, and you should be fine. Just treat it like you're in somebody else's home. Now, this mound up here on the left kind of got our attention because we thought it was some type of fort, and I was actually excited to go up there. But look, it opens up in the middle, and it seems like the fort-looking apparatus, if you will, up on top is just a facade. It's a mirage. It doesn't exist. And I imagine the real treasure or beauty or the remarkableness of it is probably underneath the stone. And perhaps they are doing damage repair caused by the earthquake not too long ago here in Bangkok. Anyway, I like it here. And my desire is that one day you too will visit and convey your liking for this remarkable place as well. Now, I don't know if you will ever arrive here at the ancient city, but I plan on taking you with me to the inn. Come with me across the bridge. Now, for those of you who don't realize this is in slow motion, no, I'm not driving slow. This was my first attempt at putting something in slow motion on a video. And for the most part, I think it worked. But back to our show. Look at this. Look at that grass, the greenery, the sheer, shall we say, the shagness of the rug. The grass that looks like a rug, or the rug that looks, you know what I mean. Hello, sir. Good day. Anyway, water, ponds, lakes, rivers, valleys, mounds, peaks, elevations, and those made low. Look at the flowers, how they grow. Quite remarkable, isn't it? Good day, sir. Good day. Now, I was going to get closer to the elephants, but a lady quickly chased me off. Apparently, they don't want the publicity right now. And as we come to the close of this remarkable journey of the ancient city here in Bangkok, Thailand, I want you to imagine yourself standing right here. Are you not intrigued? Are you not entertained? You just went all around the world, and I can't find my baby. Because she's on the other side of the parking lot looking at something else. This place reminds me of a scene from Coming to America when Eddie Murphy is out on the courtyard and he encounters an elephant and he says, "Hello, Babar. Hello, Babar." I don't know why. I'm thinking about. Oh, there he is again.
Oh, he's so
He is
cute.
quite lovely. Hello, Babar.
Wait, maybe it's a she. Okay, it's so cute.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you for staying tuned to watch this remarkable presentation by the Kingfish and Queenfish Travels broadcast. We hope that you would like, subscribe, and comment. And until we see you at another date, at another time,